For millions of Americans depending on Social Security SSA or SSDI, the next 2 years are shaping up to bring some of the biggest financial shifts in recent memory. The Social Security Administration has already released details about the 2025 cost of living adjustment, better known as COLA, and early projections for 2026 are starting to paint a picture of what's to come. These changes could mean hundreds of dollars more in your pocket every month, or for some, the risk of losing critical benefits if the fine print isn't understood. The reality is clear. Social Security remains the lifeline for seniors and disabled Americans across the country, and even the smallest miscalculation or missed deadline can decide whether rent gets paid or medicine is affordable. Welcome to Truth Lens, where we bring clarity to the complicated world of Social Security, Medicare, and retirement updates. This channel is dedicated to making sure seniors get the facts without the confusion, because for millions living on fixed incomes, every dollar matters. Seniors in America already know how hard it is to make ends meet when prices for groceries, rent, and medical care climb faster than their monthly checks. Many are choosing between food and prescriptions or struggling to stretch their dollars from one month to the next. That's why it's more important than ever to understand how these COLA increases work, how they impact your benefits, and why failing to pay attention could cost you money that you've earned and deserve. The Social Security Administration has confirmed that the 2025 COLA increase will be 2.5%. At first glance, that might seem like just another routine number, but for beneficiaries who depend on SSI or SSDI, it has very real consequences. Take SSI, for example. The maximum federal benefit for an individual currently stands at $943 per month. With the 2.5% increase, that amount rises to about $967. While that extra $24 may not sound like much, it adds up to nearly $300 over the course of a year. For couples, the numbers change further. And once additional income or state supplements are factored in, the calculations become even more complex. For SSDI recipients, the increases are based on a primary insurance amount, which means the impact varies widely depending on your work history and contributions. Consider someone receiving $1,800 per month in SSDI. 2.5% equals a $45 increase or $540 more per year. That's not insignificant, but for many seniors who have seen their grocery bill alone climb by $50 or more each month, it still feels like falling behind. Looking ahead to 2026, early projections suggest a potentially larger adjustment, somewhere between 3.1% and 3.7%, depending on how inflation trends unfold. That could mean a bigger bump in benefits, but history shows these numbers rarely tell the full story. The challenge lies in how the increases interact with other factors like Medicare premiums, asset limits, and the rules around reporting. Even a modest increase in monthly benefits can push certain seniors above strict thresholds, creating unintended consequences. For SSI recipients especially, the $2,000 individual and $3,000 couple asset limits remain unchanged despite inflation. That means someone who carefully saves even a small portion of their increased benefits could risk disqualification if they cross the line. It's a painful irony. Seniors are told they're getting a raise, but that raise could jeopardize the very benefits they rely on to survive. The real-world impact of these rules is best understood through lived experiences. Across the country, seniors are already walking a financial tightrope. 1 month of unexpected expenses, a higher prescription bill, a medical copay, or even a small car repair can throw everything off balance. Add in the COLA increases without a proper understanding of asset reporting, and the situation can become even more stressful. There are countless stories of seniors who unintentionally exceeded the asset cap by a few $100s, only to find their SSI payments stopped. Reinstating them often takes months, sometimes requiring legal assistance. And in the meantime, bills keep piling up. It's a system that feels less like support and more like a trap for those who don't know the rules. The COLA adjustments also intersect with deadlines that many beneficiaries don't even realize exist. October 31st, 2025 marks the appeal deadline for anyone who believes their new benefit calculation is incorrect. This is a chance to address errors in work records or overlooked contributions, but most seniors aren't even aware appeals are possible. By December 15th, 2025, SSI recipients must report any changes to their assets if they hope to maintain eligibility. And by February 28th, 2026, the cutoff arrives for requesting retroactive payments if you were underpaid. These dates may sound technical, but they represent windows of opportunity or risk that can make the difference between stability and hardship. For seniors already struggling to make ends meet, missing one of these deadlines can mean the loss of vital income for months on end. Behind the percentages and deadlines are real people. Consider someone living on SSI with $1,800 in savings. When their monthly benefit rises from $943 to $967, it doesn't take long before their account tips over the $2,000 limit. If that happens and isn't caught in time, eligibility disappears. Imagine being in your 70s, already stretching every dollar only to have your benefits stop because of a technical rule. Or take a retiree relying on SSDI who discovers their increase was calculated using outdated wage records, leaving them shortchanged. Without filing the right paperwork in time, that money is lost forever. These are not hypothetical scenarios. They're the reality facing seniors who are too often left in the dark. The strain is made worse by rising costs in every direction. Medicare Part B premiums deducted directly from Social Security checks are set to rise again. Part D prescription drug plans are expected to jump as well, with some estimates suggesting increases of up to $50 per month. That means a retiree gaining $45 from the COLA could end up losing even more once Medicare adjustments are factored in. It's a frustrating cycle for those who rely on Social Security as their sole income source. Instead of feeling like progress, many describe each year's increase as nothing more than a way to keep treading water, barely staying afloat in a sea of rising prices. And yet, despite these struggles, Social Security remains the backbone of retirement security in America. Nearly 40% of seniors depend on it as their only income. For them, the stakes could not be higher. The numbers may look like a technical adjustment on a government report, but for seniors living on fixed incomes, they decide whether the fridge is full, the heating bill is covered, or prescriptions are picked up on time. The gap between policy and lived experience continues to widen, and too often the voices of seniors who know these struggles firsthand are drowned out by numbers on a chart. Looking at the years ahead, it's clear the system itself needs reform. Advocates have long pushed for COLA to be tied to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which reflects the actual spending habits of older adults, rather than the CPIW, which measures inflation for workers. Until that change happens, the annual COLA announcements will remain a source of both hope and disappointment, a reminder that while the system provides some relief, it falls short of true security. For seniors already living on the edge, these announcements can feel less like progress and more like another reminder of how fragile their situation really is. As we approach 2025 and 2026, the most important thing to remember is that Social Security is more than just a program. It's the foundation of financial survival for millions of Americans. The numbers may rise slightly, the deadlines may come and go, and the rules may continue to feel like a maze, but the core issue remains the same. Seniors deserve a system that reflects their reality. Every increase, every adjustment, and every regulation has real consequences for those trying to stretch each dollar a little further in a world where the costs never stop climbing. Here at Truth Lens, we'll continue to shine a light on these changes so seniors across America know exactly what's at stake. And so the struggles of those depending on Social Security are never ignored or forgotten.